Hey everybody, what's going on? Eric here with Switch Adapted Toys, and today I'm going to be showing you how to switch adapt the Sing-Along Cookie Monster. This should be a pretty easy toy to adapt. There's a button in Cookie Monster's hand, so there's a wire going from a button in his hand to a little controller in his chest. There's a couple ways you could do this. We could solder our headphone jack wire to the button in his hand or the wire itself, but I'm going to actually try to attack it in the back by the controller. I'll show you how to do that. It should be pretty easy, pretty straightforward. So if you like this video, if you found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button and hit subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest videos. Switch Adapted Toys is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is to make play possible for kiddos of all abilities. We do that by creating how-to videos like this one, as well as we create free resources on our website. We've got files for you to 3D print your own switch button. You can make your own for a fraction of the price of one of the name brand switches out there, and honestly, they're just as good. And we've got PDFs and manuals and just a bunch of resources and a community on our Discord. Everything is accessible on our website. That is www.switchtoys.org. And I just want to take a second and say thank you to all of our supporters and all of our donors. We really can't do this without you. So from the bottom of our heart, thank you. All right, so let's go ahead and get right into it. So I'm going to turn Cookie Monster over, and I'm going to open up the back, and I'm going to pull out this little pack back here, and there's just 4 screws that we need to remove. All right, so now that we've got those 4 screws removed, there is a zip tie that's holding basically the fabric here to the pack. So we need to go ahead and just snip off that zip tie. All right, and so now we can separate the 2 halves of the pack. They are kind of glued here with hot glue just to kind of seal up that pack, so just be mindful of that. All right, there we go. So everything opened up. And you can see right here, these 2 white wires, these are the wires that are leading to the button in the hand. So all we need to do is basically solder our headphone jack wires to the same points on the circuit board where these wires are connected to. Now, there's a chance that when we do that, we might disconnect these wires. It's pretty common, but all we got to do is just make sure that we get everything soldered back into place. But before we do anything, we need to basically drill a hole into the toy, into this pack, so that we can get our headphone jack wires into the toy. All right, so where do we drill our hole? Since this is a pack and the switch is here, it's gonna kind of be sitting like this. Ideally, the cord would be coming out the back, but that's really not an option because that battery pack is there. So I'm gonna have to drill my hole through the front of the toy here, which is fine, it'll be fine. But I wanna make sure I've got enough room there, and since this circuit board is here and the speaker wire is there, I wanna kind of pick a spot where I'm not gonna really hit either of them with my wire going in there. So I've kind of chosen a spot. I'm gonna drill my hole kind of below the speaker, kind of in the corner here, just enough where I'm going to miss the speaker, but I'm also going to miss the circuit board. There's a little spot in there. So I'm going to use a drill bit that's the same diameter of my headphone jack wire, and I'm going to go ahead and drill my hole. Just like that. And the nice thing about doing it this way is that I don't have to cut any seams to get to like the button in his hand. If I were to do that, I'd have to split a seam and I'd have to sew it all back up. I'm really not very good at sewing, so any chance I have that I can avoid that, that's typically the route I go. If you're really good at sewing, it's pretty easy to get in there and just solder your wires directly to the button in the hand. But yeah, I'm not good at sewing, so this is what I'm doing. All right, so let's talk a second about our headphone jack wires. We use mono headphone jacks. You can tell it's mono because it only will have 2 wires inside. Technically, you can use a stereo headphone jack, but it has to be wired a certain way for it to work with all switches. So really, mono just makes things so much easier. They are a little bit harder to find. We do sell them on our website. You can pick them up there. The proceeds help support Switch Adapted Toys. So I encourage you to find mono from us or from another source. It really does make things a lot easier. I'm just gonna fish my headphone jack wire through the hole that I drilled. And now we're gonna be ready to solder. All right, so when I'm soldering, the way I like to do it is I like to get a little ball of solder on the tips of each of my wires. That way when I go to solder to the circuit board, I'm just going to basically heat up the solder, that's the ball, and it will melt onto the circuit board and I can connect it that way. It just is easier for me because I don't have to worry about getting the wire in place, the solder in place, the soldering iron, all on the circuit board and all working together. So this is just how I do it. You might do it a little differently, but it works for me. So I'm just going to basically get a ball of solder on the tips of my wires, just like that. And we'll go ahead and do the other one. All right, so now I've got a little ball of solder there, and I'm ready to solder it to the circuit board. All right, so now we can go ahead and solder to the circuit board. Again, we're going to just solder our wires to the 2 points where these 2 white wires are going to. It doesn't matter which wire goes to which. You just want to make sure you don't have any solder that's going from one point to the other. So I'm basically just going to reheat my ball. Get it to connect to the board, and I can kind of give it a tug and make sure that it's secure. And now I can go ahead and do the other wire. Give it a tug, make sure that it's secure. There we go. So before we go ahead and put it all back together, it's a good idea to test it and just make sure that everything works. So I'm going to turn Cookie Monster on, and I'm going to plug in one of our 3D printed switches. This is our 3D printed Mega Switch. The files are available for free on our website. I'm going to go ahead and plug it in and give it a press and make sure that it works. There we go. All right, so everything works. We can go ahead and put it all back together. But first what we need to do is secure this wire, because if someone were to pull on this wire, it would basically just yank the whole thing out and the connections and ruin what we just did. So what I like to do is I like to use a zip tie, and I'll wrap a zip tie around the wire on the inside of the toy. And that's going to basically act like a barrier that won't be able to fit through the hole that we drilled. I'm going to go ahead and snip off the extra zip tie. And I like to use some CA glue or some super glue and just glue that zip tie in place. And if you have some, you can use some activator spray, and that will basically instantly dry that super glue. All right, so now that we've got that secured, if you see if I pull on that, it's not going to pull on our connections. So I can go ahead and close everything up and just reinstall those 4 screws. All right, so now that we've got those 4 screws installed, we need to reattach the fabric. So I've just got a new zip tie. I'm just going to kind of fish it around through this little sleeve in the fabric where the zip tie is supposed to go. And then I can slip the fabric back over this little neck here and secure my zip tie. Cinch it down real good and go ahead and snip off the extra. And then everything just gets stuffed back inside. And we're just going to close up the back. There we go. All right, so let's go ahead and plug in a button and just make sure that everything still works after we've got everything put back together. There we go. All right, so pretty easy toy to adapt, pretty straightforward, really nothing to it. You can totally do it. If you like this video or if you found it helpful, make sure you hit the like button and hit subscribe to stay up to date on all our latest videos. If you've got a toy that you want us to adapt, make sure you leave it in the comment below, and we'll see what we can do. Again, Switch Adapted Toys is a 501c3 nonprofit organization, and our mission is to make play possible for kiddos of all abilities. I encourage you to check out our website, www.switchtoys.org. There we've got all of our resources kind of in one place. All of our how-to videos are there. We've got PDF manuals, all of the files to 3D print your own Switch button. And we also have an online store that helps support Switch Adapted Toys. Our goal, our mission is to make these resources so that people feel confident that they can do it themselves. But we realize that's not everybody's cup of tea. And we want to get these toys into as many kids' hands as possible. So we do have a store on our website that we sell toys there. You can pick them up pre-adapted, and all the proceeds go back into making these resources free to everybody and supporting Switched. So also on our website, you can get hooked up with our Discord community. There is just kind of like an online place where a bunch of people that are interested in adapting toys kind of hang out, share ideas, ask questions, get answers. If you're stumped on something, it's a great place. It's a good resource to have, and just get kind of connected with the Switch Adapting community. So it's all on our website, www.switchtoys.org. All right, so I think that's pretty much it. My name is Eric with Switch Adapted Toys, and we'll see you next time.
Switch Adapted Toys, making play possible.